devastated. Okay, and next up, hello. We have Gareth David-Lloyd, who plays the actor. Naoko Mori.
Wow, this is going to be fun. I
apologize now for anything said or done. I'm just kidding.
Hide the children.
How crazy is this?
Marvelous.
Love it.
So welcome. How was you guys getting in? Okay, everything work out?
Yeah, I never have a problem getting in. I actually spent, I went to university in San Diego, so I know the town very well, but flew in from, San Diego! I flew in from Toronto on Tuesday, because I'm doing a program up there for CBC, and Canadians, 4 of them. Woo! It's a boot! Enjoy. I love it. I love it.
Did you have like a very crowded car coming down from...
Yeah, I did. My whole family are sitting. Wait, my mom. Look, my dad, stand up. My sister, my mom, my niece, and then Scott's sitting down. My partner Scott. Hey, Scott, stand up. Stand up. And my dad has got that T-shirt on, and, but it's kind of obvious. Anyway, yeah, it's a crowded car, 7 people. But you guys, you've been here since when?
Nice.
Yesterday.
I've been spending a lot of time out here eating lots of Mexican food. But this time around, I've been in LA for a couple of weeks, so it's very nice.
I've been here eating lots of Mexicans.
Well, you're close to the border, so you're fine. Anyway.
Well, Torchwood is such a fascinating show, and it's certainly more sexed up than Doctor Who. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Thank God Stephen Moffat left the panel. I don't know what we would do. He'd be back on his dating stories.
I don't know. I don't know if you call it more sexed up. I think it's just... All right.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it is. But doesn't it just reflect kind of real life and reflect what goes on with the human, in your human condition and everything? We all have partners, we all have relationships, we all have ups and downs, we all flirt, behind other people's backs. Everybody does it, and Torchwood just kind of covers that.
We all sleep with aliens.
Listen.
Well, particularly Tosh.
Yeah. Tosh?
Must be aliens.
Tosh is the total alien dyke.
What's really funny, I think you pointed this out before, but considering Tosh has the worst love life, she kind of...
She gets it.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so... You said it, I didn't. Yeah, no, but it's funny because a lot of people always say to me about Captain Jack, he's sexy, he's always doing things with other people. Jack doesn't really do anything.
He keeps his coat on.
Yes. Code sex, safe sex.
Episode 11. There was no code in the naked hide and seek.
Actually, that was very funny when we filmed that because both Gareth and I were very worried about how everything showed. And,
back fat.
And we that whole sequence, because we have a laugh when we do stuff like that. Because actually, where you don't touch or do anything kind of weird. But I'm actually my hands groping his thigh.
I accidentally put my hands down your pants, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Very funny. Anyway, I enjoyed it.
Why don't you each tell us a little something about your character? Why don't you each tell us a little something about your character, sort of how you frame it in your mind when you come to the character, the sort of textures of it and their backstory.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
Tell us a little bit about your character. A little bit about your character, how you see them.
I love Tosh. I mean, everyone, I have a lot in common with Tosh in that I'm a bit of a geek. But geeks rule the world. And I love her because even though she's not very good at sort of expressing herself, what I love about her is she's going through it. You know, she's learning about herself and coming out of the shell, and that whole journey of her becoming more sort of aware of herself and understanding herself. That kind of thing I really love. And so it's. What was the question again?
That's good. That's good.
I've had too much coffee.
That's the way you're both like each other, because you both go off on tangents.
Yeah, totally. She's that sort of. I think what happens is she's a late bloomer, and what you find, I think, with she's dead. I think I'll leave now. What you say?
What you say?
But yeah, I was just going to say, she's that late bloomer, she's been very academically driven, so, but I've loved playing her, getting to know herself and becoming more of a rounder person and coming out of the shell.
Guys?
What was the question again?
How would you describe your character and what do you like about Yanto?
Yanto, that's right, that's what I play in Torchwood. I like his the mysterious elements to his character. The fact that you don't really know a hell of a lot about him is the fact you haven't seen his flats or where he lives or any of his background, and that sort of makes him a bit more mysterious, a bit more interesting, and adds a bit more fun to playing him. And he gets to shag the leading man, so that's good as well. That gets me a lot of attention, so
Captain Jack Harkness. The thing I love about Jack is that he's mysterious. He is out. When we first met Jack back in the world of Doctor Who, Jack himself was not a very likable person, but I like the way that the writing. Again, thanks to Stephen is partly why I'm sitting here today, and also Russell and Julie because of the creation of Captain Jack. But how Jack became more human for his love of humanity. He does stuff that he feels it's important to rescue, to save the day, and if it means the death of one person to save thousands, boom, gone. And that's the kind of attitude. There's a lot of John Barrowman in Captain Jack, and there's a lot of Captain Jack. I just realized what I said.
there's a lot of Yanto there as well.
Yeah. The thing about Jack, what I am so bowled over by, and it's partially because of you guys and everybody out there, how iconic he has become, and also that he's a hero. And there's nothing better in the world than playing a hero. And I am, every day when I get up to go to work and to film, and whether I've had a bad day before or whether I'm not feeling in a good mood, you need to know I love playing that character, and I love that you guys love him, and I'm so pleased for that. So happy.
Well, I think they want us to show a clip now.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that. We're going to turn down the lights and see a clip.
We all had to do. And Eve and I we couldn't rehearse those specific scenes. Because even now talking about it, we got emotionally upset by it. Because we were losing not only team members, but we were losing part of our family, our Torchwood family. And you absolutely acted that sequence so beautifully.
The second time I've died in John's arms.
That's true.
We did a show, yeah.
We did Miss Saigon together many years ago, and she was Kim and I was Chris, and she still snogs as good as she did.
But seriously, like, you make me cry. Like, I don't know what it is about John.
Well, it's funny because my niece Claire always says that she watches all this stuff too, and she said I'm fine until I see Uncle John cry, and then I can't watch it.
Yeah, you know, there's always.
She got you. Yeah, that's why she put her head down and she's watching it now. She knows who's good to her, don't you, Claire?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry she had to die.
Wow.
That's it.
You're starting the campaign here, aren't you?
Okay, now we're going to, I think we're going to take some questions from the audience. Everybody, please walk. And, and please remember to keep your questions short, no preambles, no declaration of self, no love stories. And don't ask what's going to happen next in the show because they won't tell you.
No.
But I have read a script.
Yeah. If he speaks, he explodes. Hi there. Love your adipose. Wow.
Mr. Russell. My question is, there's a scene of the movie Downfall on YouTube that's been recut with new subtitles, and now it's Hitler discussing how upset he is about the Torchwood ending.
That's quite where we were going.
Funny. It's so funny.
I have seen it, but I thought they've got far too much time on their hands.
Oh, it's funny, though.
Did you do it? Oh, no, okay. No, but it was actually very, very funny, but slightly sick. But love that.
So this is more a question for Julie. Given the end of the Doctor Who finale and that last scene with Captain Jack, what is the possibility of those two characters that he left with coming to Torchwood?
Possibly saved. Dear God, you're going to have to watch. But what I can say today is Torchwood 3 is coming to BBC America. We've done we don't know when it's going to be on air, but we are transmitting Torchwood 3 in the UK in spring next year, so it'll be really quickly after that. So in answer to your question about those two characters, wait and see.
And that deal was done this morning, right?
Yeah.
So that's brand new, so it's exciting stuff.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. John, I asked Gareth this question a couple of weeks ago in Toronto and it kind of left him a little bit flabbergasted. Now that we know that Jack is the face of Bo and that he's had millions of children, isn't it time that Jack and Yacho got married and started a family?
Listen, all I can say is...
Season 6.
Yeah, season 6.
Season 7.
And Jack said before, I've been pregnant once and I'm never going to do that again.
Listen,
Hello. Yeah.
this question.
Don't take my mic down. Let me just give you some advice. Don't take my mic down.
We try all the time.
This question is actually for my 15-year-old son who was too shy, so I have to embarrass him as a father. He's
Wait.
right over here.
Where are you?
This question is, with the new format for Series 3 of Torchwood, how is the series going to be different from the previous 2 series?
Wow.
Yeah, what we wanted to do, I mean, I'm sure most of you know, but we're doing 5 episodes for season 3, and what the choice for that was to do one huge story. So there's a ticking clock, it's a really tight time span, it's one really big meaty story that's told across 5 episodes, big event. It's really about pushing the Torchwood team into new territory. They've never been under this much stress and this much trouble or in this much jeopardy. John, you've read the script without giving anything away. What's your sense of it?
My sense is that I read it on an airplane, and I don't like to fly. I was totally engrossed in it, forgot I was on a plane. It was absolutely incredibly action-packed. I was shocked at things that were going to happen, and the way the story progresses, where it leaves you, you want more and more and more.
Bad things happen.
Yes.
So Russell T Davies has written that episode. So and we're 4 weeks away from shooting. So it's getting really exciting.
Stay there.
My question is for all of the 3 actors up there. When you got the first script for Torchwood, the very first one, what was your first initial emotional response when you were going through it, turning every page? How did it affect you?
I'll start. After I calmed down about the fact that I could be working with Russell T Davies, and I kind of fell off the sofa and started frothing and getting very excited. After that, the biggest thing that struck me and got me excited about Torchwood was it's not just sci-fi. It has so many other elements. There's something in it for everyone. So even if you don't like sci-fi, there's action, there's drama, there's comedy, there's proper story arcs, and so already I just knew that it was going to be right, and there was so much potential. I just knew I had to say yes.
I read an article quite a way before I got offered an audition for Torchwood, and I was really excited by the idea then, sort of set in the Who universe, and then I was just Swaxon swearing, Saxon swearing, brilliant, right up my strata. And then I got offered the audition, and I was over the moon. I've never worked so hard on an audition in my life, I don't think. And it was only in the first couple of episodes, there was only a couple of lines, but I went over those lines over and over and over again. So I too was blown away, very excited by the whole thing.
Well, I was already Captain Jack. And how did I feel? Well, I'll basically tell you how I felt when I was told about the series.
Central London, and he doesn't want his mic turned down here. I was like virtually had my hands clamped over his mouth saying, calm yourself, don't say a word.
It's one of the best things in the world, and in every script we get, every script we read, it's going on an adventure, and I know I speak for the other cast members, but we have little kids inside us who are living our dream every day. So that's when we read the scripts. Yes, sir.
There's a question for you, John. I know you studied here in California at acting school. What was it like studying with Sarah and Andy Barnacle?
Well, those the other people who don't know, Sarah, Andy Barnacle, I didn't study with Sarah, but I studied with Andy. He was my acting teacher at university. And the one thing I liked about him was he used to challenge me in a way that he'd make me get really pissed off and want to prove him wrong. Because he kind of put us in the attitude that, we were wasting our time and blah, blah, blah. Look where I am now! No, but Andy's a really good teacher, and I know he still teaches, and they live up in Oceanside, so. Yeah, hi.
To John, out of your fellow 3 panelists, marry, shag, throw off a cliff.
Fellow 3 panelists, listen, I would never...
I think we know one of those already, don't we?
I chuck anybody. What?
Don't kill me, I'm dead.
She's dead anyway. Okay, so Naoko, no offense, but you're going off the cliff as a corpse. But no, I'd shag her before I threw her.
That is Captain Jack.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Like Wolfgang, Captain Jack and John.
Yeah, I think I'd have to shag Julie.
Hooray! I'm saying
Because
yes.
I know she has a wild side to her. And I'd have to marry Gareth. Because I've seen him naked. Yeah. Sorry, Julie.
Season 6.
Season 6. Sir.
This makes sense if you're teen coupling. I was wondering if it's possible to get Stephen Moffat to write an episode of Torchwood titled Lesbians Thank Inferno.
To repeat one of his answers on the Doctor Who panel, he's busy. He's not allowed out of the house. It's Doctor Who.
Yes. Sir.
This is for John. A lot of rumors going around for casting in future movies, and not to typecast you as a captain again, but you've rocked the blonde hair before. Any chance of you playing Captain America?
I like Stephen Moffat. He's busy.
Well, first of all, Captain America is one of my absolute favorite superheroes, along with the typical Superman and all that kind of stuff. I'm from that era and generation. I would love to play Captain America. I have no problem. In fact, my manager Gavin's sitting over there, and he's probably now just sent off an email to the studio or whatever to let them know.
I'm intercepting the emails.
But we have been here doing meetings and stuff, and there are some things in the pipeline, so just keep watching. Yes! Things in the pipeline, so just keep watching. Yes, my dear.
My name is Esme, and one of my favorite episodes this season was Fragments. And I was wondering how much of that information you got before the script, and when you got the script. What were your reactions when you found out the new information?
I don't think we told them. It's the flashback sequence. We kind of, because those characters already existed, and the actors were doing such a great job anyway. You don't want them kind of often, held down by all that baggage. But it started to be quite fresh when you shot the episode.
Well, I've always said that I'm really weird. I actually, when I get, besides that, when I get the scripts, it's sometimes a few days or even a week before I will get back to Julie or to...
There's silence.
There's silence. And that's not because I don't want to read them. I like to wait as long as possible, so when I get to it, it is fresh. Otherwise, I have a preconceived way that I'm playing stuff. So with Fragments and any of the other scripts, I sometimes wait till before the read-through before I actually look at it. And I trust so much in the writers. I don't know, I'm sure the other guys feel the same way. We trust them with what they write because they understand the characters. Now, sometimes a director may ask us to do something different that we might not think is part of the character or what they would do, and we'll discuss that. But otherwise, script-wise, I loved going back into the past.
But hey, we've got to talk about the moment where you discovered you were the face of Bo.
Oh.
We talked a bit about this earlier, and Naoko remembers the whooping.
It's like you could hear him over the valleys of Wales.
Yeah.
Glass shattering.
It was also when we, because I was with David at the time, because we were, David was on set 2 filming, and we were, I think it was actually, we were double banking. It was Doctor Who was going on as we were doing Torchwood, and I was actually filming something with David, and David said to me, "Have you read it? Have you read it?" I went, "No, I haven't read it yet, and I'll go away and I'll read it." And then the next day we come in and he's, "Have you read it yet? Have you read it yet?" Like, David, no, I haven't read it. I'll tell. So I thought, okay, lunchtime, I'll read it. So I sat and I read and I read. And I went up to this trailer and I went, "David, I read it! Oh my God!" And we both went, "Oh, can you believe it?" Oh. Excuse me, I was going to swear. No, don't. It's effing brilliant. But anyway, that is just, because for me, I'm talking as a fan now, not as John the actor, but as a fan of the whole genre of Doctor Who and it changed the whole dynamic with the relationship between Jack and the Doctor. Because of him not, thinking, the Doctor not thinking Jack was right and shouldn't exist, yet has been going to him for, advice, and it just totally changed everything. Such a brilliant idea. Such a
What
brilliant
about
idea.
you, Naoko, to discover that Tosh was once in an orange jumpsuit in a secret prison?
Like John said, we trust the writers so much, and these guys know our characters inside out, and then some, better than us. So it just felt right, and I loved sort of waiting for the next script because you knew it was going to be so right, and I loved it. Well, that's one of my definitely favorite episodes, and it just totally made sense. Why she would go. You would go to that length if your family member was treated like that. You will do anything. You would give an arm and a leg to save them, and it was so Tosh, and it just made sense, and I loved how they got together. That was one of my favorites.
But I know for Yanto, while you're auditioning for Captain Jack, where is Lisa? You've got Lisa on a life support machine in order to hide her in the basement of the Torchwood hub.
Very clever.
So many layers going on there. You thought it was just about the coffee. It really wasn't.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that was Yanto's life project before. That was the thing. That was his goal. That was his aim. And I think his fancying of Captain Jack came a little by surprise, didn't it?
But what I love also about the dynamic with that sequence that Gareth and I did with the catching, I call the pterodactyl the Fanway. Yeah. So, but as soon as the shot's finished and Jack says, "By the way, like your suit," and then the camera, you have this shot of Yanto walking towards camera, and you can see in his face the relief and the stress that he's gone through. He's upset because he just conned this guy. He's done exactly what Jack did to Rose and the Doctor. He's conned Jack, but yet he's relieved because he now can save Lisa. I don't know, that's the fan talking in me. Yeah.
Hello. Hi. I wish I could remember the exact Asimov quote, but given that science fiction serves as a metaphor or allegory for our world and especially contemporary times, which episode do you think serves that function best? This is for anyone.
I mean, I would say I'm going to talk to give them time to think about the episode that maybe is the best answer for that. But I think actually it's overall you get the type of sci-fi show for a particular time, and I think for Torchwood it's about sacrifice, it's about temptation, it's about how you live your life in a modern in contemporary cities, and it's about hope, and it's about a team of people that would die for each other. So even though it's occasionally dark and difficult and Tosh dies, it's about the ultimate love that they have for that group of people. So for an episode, what would you choose?
Well, if you were saying that, I would have to, I love all of them, but I would have to say that would be the final 2 episodes of the last series.
Yeah.
Because we have characters who sacrifice themselves.
It's about choices. We talked earlier about there's a lot of sex in Torchwood. There's actually not that much. It's we did do. I'm going to keep with this. I'm going to convince you. We did the sex monster in episode 2, the gas alien sex monster, and I think because of that, everyone thought, oh my god, it's all sex, 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 and that was one moment, one episode, and actually it's more about loss and love and fancying people and not knowing how to talk about it. Look at Owen and Tosh.
There's a little bit of innuendo in there.
Oh, there's heaps of innuendo, but that's life.
What would you guys say episode-wise? The last one, or?
I think I'd probably agree with you. Yeah.
Last 2, definitely.
Yeah, last 2.
Sure.
But they're all good. I do. I like all of them. Anyway, next.
Are we on now? Okay. With popularity growing in the U.S. with these episodes, Julie, are there plans to try to do episodes in America or American spin-off?
He made me so out there. He was whispering in my ear. I'm sorry, what he's like. It's a nightmare on
I
set.
apologize.
Get the mic on? Okay. With the popularity growing of shows like Torchwood and Doctor Who, are there plans to do episodes in America or do an American spinoff?
We never say no. I mean, never say no to either. I mean, frankly, I just want to make more and more and more TV. We just love what we do.
I better be in the goddamn spin-off.
You'll be playing Captain
Because
America.
I am the American.
Don't we have, doesn't Bern and I have the Jodie Loves Chachi kind of thing going on? Tosh and Owen show?
Let's bring back Jodie Loves Chachi. Jodie.
I'm kidding.
Hi.
Jodie.
I'm kidding.
Hi.
Actually, because I have a slight interest in psychology. The last 2 episodes of season 2, they mentioned that Captain Jack is in the ground for 2,000 years. So how is that going to be portrayed in the following seasons?
I think it's something the character carries with him. You know, again, we're talking about suffering and how did he sustain it to himself for 2,000 years in the ground? That takes, I would argue, a lot of mental strength.
Yeah.
How do you get through it?
I found it actually quite freaky filming that bit because I'm claustrophobic. Yeah. So I mean, the way that to explain that how he dealt with it through that period of time, the way I did it as an actor, I wanted to give the sense of Jack could slow himself down, he could put himself into a trance, and he was basically going to put himself in a trance and never come out of it. So at the point in the filming, you see me go.
It's like a release.
And then I just close my eyes, and he's already seen Captain John, and they've connected, and he knows what the ring is going to. He knows he's going to be found, so he puts himself in that trance. But that's the thing about Torchwood. Even an episode might come up where something like that is in the story, but you find no more about it, and that's it. So I don't think we will. No.
I got to say, I love the rushes from that day because we really did. You get dirt properly on John's face.
They were chucking it in my face. Yeah, and Laughlin, who played my brother, and who played Grace. I think everybody was getting their chance. They're like, okay, it's time to get back at Barrowman for all his tricks. There's a shovel full of dirt. Even the crew were starting to chuck dirt on me.
Good times.
Yeah, good times. But I did make them go buy freshly bagged dirt. And there was some manure in there, but you know. Yes.
Hi guys, it's great to see you here, especially Naoko, because Tosh was my favourite character, so... Now this question's to John. Going back to Doctor Who... Somebody already asked the question I was going to ask Tosh. Going back to Doctor Who Series 1 finale, this is kind of related to the read-through about finding out your face of bow earlier. You're reading the script and you find Captain Jack dies, he's shot by a Dalek, and then how do you react when a few pages later you find out he's coming back?
How many times does one have to tell you? Please don't turn my microphone off. They think I'm kidding.
They're going to electrify it soon.
Don't worry, I'm immortal. Honestly, I was actually ecstatically excited because it's a longer story to this, and I don't want to take up too much time, but if you buy my book, you'll find that the story is in there. But I didn't think I was coming back when I was told I was going to be shot. And I, as an actor, I then prepared myself to move on and do something else. And then when I was told I would be coming back, but it would be in series 3, I was absolutely ecstatic. And there's nothing that gave Jack a whole new life, a whole new character's existence. So it was one of the wonderful things in my career that have happened, that I realized my character is immortal and is brought back to life.
Hey John, why don't you tell them the title of the book?
Sorry?
Tell them the title of the book so they
the title's called Anything Goes. And it did. Yes?
Hi. This question is for all of you. I was just wondering, what kind of pranks did you guys get up to on set? What was the funnest moments that you had behind the scenes?
They need to leave the stage now. I mean, honestly.
How long do we have?
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
In fact, on the DVD box set that's coming out, there's going to be the outtakes, and the pranks are on there. There are a few. Yeah. There's a lot we can't say, because I know there's probably children in the audience. But I like to have... We do get the work done, but I like to have a good time when I'm working, don't I, Gareth?
It's amazing what you get used to.
It really, really is.
And you have no idea what's been actually going on for the last whatever minutes
under the table. Eve, who plays Gwen, and plays it wonderfully. Eve will just look at me sometimes because we have nicknames, and Eve's breasts are called the girls, and mine are called the boys. And she will say things that will put the boys away. Yeah, and I won't say what Naoko's is called. And Gareth is just called Big. Anyway. You so owe me. You don't know how much I'm building you up here.
I'm gonna be tired out in San Diego.
Yes, my dear.
Hello.
Hello.
This question I'm asking on behalf of all the women and the teenage girls in the audience who are fans of Captain Jack / Doctor Who. Yeah, and there's a few. Is there any chance, does anybody know if the BBC is interested in turning Torchwood or Doctor Who into a manga series?
No. Hey, never say never.
Yeah, never say never, but no. Thank you for asking, though. Yes.
Hi. I'm wondering if I'm wondering
Just pretend it's me.
I've been holding my tongue. I thought, no, I can't say that.
I apologize. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm wondering if Torchwood 3 is going to start after the Doctor Who season finale or before, time-wise?
It's going to start after. Okay, they're all computing that now.
Yeah, wrong one. You're figuring it out. Anyway, yes.
Hello.
Hi.
I miss Tosh and Owen so much, but I was wondering how the dynamic's going to change with whatever new team members you have in season 3, if their old team members are going to be the medic or the detective or what.
Well, you'll just have to wait and see, because, without Tosh and Owen, obviously it's only Yanto and Jack and Gwen, but what? A threesome. Oh my God, you guys are as sick as I am, and I love it. No, Lisa's gone. Lisa's dead!
Lisa?
Listen.
I thought that was jealousy. I thought Captain Jack was getting jealous of Lisa there.
A little bit, yeah. You'll have to just watch the series because a lot of dynamics will change. That's all I'll say. But Yeah, Jack, no, that's a funny thing, because every time we used to, joke, that was one of the jokes on set, Gareth, we'd like pop up a picture every so often, like many episodes after the Lisa episode, he would just, like this, I'd go, who's that over there? Lisa! Anyway.
Hello.
Yes, hi.
This question's for Julie. Is there sufficient material, on the cutting room floor, so to speak, that could be put into like an extended episode or series of episodes in future DVDs?
Do you know, horribly not, because our schedule's so tough. I mean, the schedule for shooting these episodes is really intense. So we have to make sure that the episodes are the right running length. So there's a few deleted scenes that will be on the box set, but beyond that, no, there's not going to be the director's cut, unfortunately. Oh. I'm just here to disappoint, I know. There's no anger, there's no extra scenes. Tosh is dead. She really is. No. Yeah, Russell's here somewhere. He's under the table, you know.
I'm actually a hand puppet right now.
After Cycle when the show took a bit of a left turn, and I heard rumors that was because they told the fans about the characters, and it was supposed to be Jack and Gwen, and people were like Tosh and Yonto. So I was curious as to, after that sharp turn in the writing, how you feel Tosh and Yonto. This is for Gareth and Naoko, but how you feel Tosh and Yonto really grew into the series after that, after they got written kind of back in.
We didn't do a turn. There wasn't a kind of left turn or a right turn. It's always about the story. It's really old-fashioned making telly. You talk about and you develop and you look for the best possible story. And sometimes that means bringing some of the characters to the foreground, and sometimes they have to sit in the background.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Sorry. I got excited. I'm not Tosh or Yanta.
Yeah, did it take a left turn?
Yeah, no, we never look at it like that, because the stories, like Julie said, they discuss them, they're put in front of us, and we just play them as stories, sometimes individual stories, yeah? Yeah? Gareth, do you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah, next question.
It was exactly what I was going to say. It was.
Good then. Good, just smile, honey. Yes, sir.
I just fulfilled the fantasy of being on my knees for Captain Jack. But my question is to Julie. Is Torchwood's TARDIS directly influencing the Rift?
Is the TARDIS
directly influencing the Rift?
No, it's not. I mean, the TARDIS got refueled at the Rift once in Boomtown, but no, the TARDIS is not connected to the Rift, at least not yet. Stephen Moffat might have a different view.
Yes, but you might want to get on your knees for Julie, because she's very powerful. Hey, there you go. Yes.
I want to know your reactions the first time you saw the set for Torchwood, because it's amazing on television.
Thank you.
And an incredible job our designers do, and the painters, the props people, everybody does an amazing job. I saw the actual hub before when it was being built, when it was just what we call particle board, sheeting and wood. But when I walked into it the first day when it was all finished, it was again the same feeling I got when I walked into the TARDIS, because I was that little boy again, and I just went, oh, this is my playroom.
And in our studio in Cardiff, the TARDIS and the Torchwood Hub are next to each other.
They're separated by a curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can go from one to the other. When I want a little doctor, I go that way. When I want a little doctor, I go the other.
On the subject of John as a puppet, will we ever see the Bachelor Adventures of the Face of Bo?
The what?
Will we ever see the Bachelor Adventures of the Face of Bo?
I don't know. I think they'd be very interesting. Yeah, and that is kind of sick. Because you're talking about a head in a jar. Just someone carries him around. What I'm really intrigued about is I'm really intrigued about how he becomes headless. Yeah.
I've got a theory about that.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Hi, you actually opened yourself up to this with Miss Saigon. Would you be willing to duet Sun and Moon for us?
This is the left turn. This is
the left turn.
I'm understanding now.
You are sunlight and I'm moon, joined by the gods of fortune.
It's the only you only sing that, but I don't. I never learned those words. No. How about yeah. Ready? You go. Ready? Start it.
Played on a
Solo saxophone. You were right.
Really?
Yeah.
A song played on a solo saxophone.
Yeah, it is a little
Crazy sound.
A lonely sound, a cry that tells us love goes on and on. Stay with me and hold me tight and dance like it's the last night of the
Hey guys, I was wondering what it was like working with Freema on the second season.
You know what? She completely fitted in. It was ridiculous, actually. It's almost like she was always there kind of thing. Yeah.
She's hot.
I love Freema. Freema, her nickname, I call her Freema Adjavajamajaman. Yeah, Freema is a type of person. She fits into any group of people. She brought a whole new dynamic when she came into Torchwood because there was, not between the actresses, but between the characters, there was a little bit of like, who is this chick? And why does she know more about Jack than we do? And the whole thing with her having saved the planet, by spreading the word, the Doctor, all around. So Jack has this respect for her that is such a high standard. So it was a great dynamic. Loved her. We loved her. Standard. So it was a great dynamic. Loved her. We loved her.
Hey, Freema!
Oh my God, you're there! Ladies and gentlemen, Freema Adjavajamajaman.
You sound like Freema
Martha
too.
Jones.
I'm funny accent, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Actually, I'm asking this for my friend who couldn't make it back in Florida.
Okay.
He asked for you, John, if there's anything you would change about Jack.
Nothing.
I didn't think so.
No. And every time I read a script, he grows and grows and grows, and that's amazing. She got it. The rest of them were too slow. Yes, sir.
So this is really not a grammar Nazi question. Jack isn't so much immortal as, in the sense of never dying. He dies and he's eternally resurrected. How do you see that difference as really being part of Jack's character?
I think it. Sorry, I'm gonna jump in because I think it's fascinating. I think it keeps him human. I think it keeps him connected to the people around him. It keeps him grounded. And I think when we talk about sacrifice and the pain and the cost of working at Torchwood, it keeps him connected to that. It's painful, and I think it was Chris Chibnall in season 2 who first started writing. Actually, what's it feel like when he comes back to life? And we hadn't really explored that in season 1, but there's a cost to it. There's a pain to it.
And that's why when I am brought back to life, that I wanted to show that there's a shock, there's a jolt. So that's why every time Jack comes back to life, he does the because it's absolutely traumatic and painful. We wanted to project that across to the audience. And actually, we all didn't talk about that because it was interesting. That just happened, and that shows you how much we're all involved and love it, that we think in the same track. Yes?
This is for Gareth. We see how much Yanto develops between season 1 and season 2, and you mentioned earlier how hard you work on delivering, even if you only have a few lines. So, how do you think that your acting and delivery has influenced the development of Yanto's character?
I think maybe it's added towards the sort of dry humour that Yanto's got, because I'm quite dry in my humour myself, and I find that relationship between sort of actors and writers quite fascinating, that if you put something in, sometimes by accident, as an actor, a writer will grab hold of it and enlarge it and develop that into an idea, and that's always loads of fun when you discover something you've done by accident, or something you saw in the character that maybe wasn't in the writing, it's sometimes either discarded by the writer or actually grabbed onto and developed. So, yeah, I think the actor does have a little bit of what's the word? Gareth in them.
We are going to find out much more about Yanto in season 3.
Yes.
They've only read episode 1.
We have time for one last question.
Don't feel bad, honey. You're asking the question. Always feel good about that.
This is for everyone, being a fellow drama geek and loving acting. I'd like to know how you got started and all that stuff.
One last question.
Okay, when did I start? I actually started with the singing side first. When I was like 12, I started sort of classical singing lessons. And then by the age of 14 or 15, I definitely knew that I wanted to go into the theatre, do stage. And then when I was 17, Miss Saigon was my first job.
She says she was 17. No, don't play that game.
Act out. School, played a robot, did the National Youth Theatre, played Mac the Knife, got an agent, got on telly, got on Torchwood. Brilliant.
Buy my book.
Well, terrific. Well, I think that brings to an end the greatest panel of the day.
The cast of Torchwood. Wonderful, wonderful writers, producers from BBC America. Give them a wonderful round of applause.
Set it up.